Good afternoon, good evening, happy Friday to all, and it is the happiest of Fridays because I had a good one last night, man, and it was much needed. I think I had a losing Tuesday and Wednesday, so that Thursday, the ticket went 6-1. I also personally tailed Toast Seattle moneyline bet for a nice cash on the side as well. Was an awesome day. I'm in high spirits. Hope you all are enjoying your Friday, getting ready for the weekend.
How about the Mets?
How about the Mets? The Mets are all the way back. We have a ton to get through, so enough bullshit. Let's just jump right in. All right. First game up.
Danny Dirt is wearing a Thrasher shirt. I expected nothing less from him. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Danny Dirt's here. He's in the background. We'll be bringing him in. You'll see him momentarily. Toast, actually, why don't you go first on this one? Because I pretty much agreed with everything you said to me on the phone.
Toronto. Toronto money line for me. Full unit 1.3. I want to make full whatever it is, just make a full unit. Look, I understand. First of all, know what you're not sharp if you're taking Detroit because the world has been posting about Alek Manoah coming back and yada 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 yada. Like we get all that. I just honestly, this team is fighting for a playoff spot. They were already going. I also see people saying that, oh, they're doing this because they're only letting him pitch because they had a doubleheader. Well, no, that's not true because they had already planned this before they ended up playing that doubleheader. So I just don't believe that Toronto would put him out here in this situation unless they truly believe that he was right. That doesn't mean that he's going to go out there and pitch like he was in the last year or whatever when he was an all-star. I just truly believe they're not at a time and a place where they can mess around with this. So they truly believe that. They also probably think that they're going to get a few innings out of him as well because their bullpen's already worked a little bit. And if they throw him out there and he goes like 1 or 2 innings, now they have to worry about their bullpen and up until the all-star break. I just don't see that happening. So I understand that Detroit's trendy. I understand it's fun to make fun of him and stuff like that. But when it comes down to baseball, this is way, way, way too cheap of a price to take not to take Toronto here. So I just truly believe that. I understand every Twitter capper in the world is on the Tigers. I get that. But yeah, just way too cheap of a price with the Blue Jays for me.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I called Toast about 2 hours ago, and I was like, bro, am I crazy to not want to take the Tigers and want to bet Toronto here? And he was on the same exact page. So I'm on Toronto as well. And I'm sorry if you watched last night's video. If you subscribe to this channel, you know that I don't change very often. Sometimes I'll just end up passing. Very rarely do I actually change sides like that, so sorry about that. But yeah, I like what Toast said. And also, a lot of times... this happens a lot in basketball, too, because the line literally moves rather than the odds. But you'll be on the sharp side, right? And then hours will go by. And then you have to take a step back and look at what you're doing. And you're like, wait, hold on. Am I about to take the Tigers at like a plus 112 here? I don't have any faith in this Detroit team. We've seen several times a guy get sent down to the minor leagues who was pitching terribly and then come right back in and look a month later and look completely different. We've seen it happen 2 or 3 times this year. Saw it happen several times last year. We just saw it with David Peterson and the Mets in his first start back. I don't have a ton of faith in Manoah, but I don't think it's crazy to think he pitches a good game here because I do have some Tigers. I have some graphics for this one somewhere, but I can't seem to find them.
While he finds that, one last point on that Fado kid. A lot of people, I see a lot of posts about him coming back from injury. It's not like a regular injury. It was a fingernail issue. One thing, though, to watch that, because this is what Ohtani just ran into when they put those fake acrylic nails or whatever on top, that puts pressure on your fingers in different spots. So he might start to blister up as well. Again, I can't say that's a guarantee or anything. I'm just saying like those are the things to start looking for. So he might not go very long. You don't know that. So,
yeah. And here are the numbers here. I mean, the Tigers against righties. Against lefties, they show a little bit signs of life recently, but not against righties. FTB, you got to play on this one?
Yeah, you guys are brave as fuck. I'll tell you that. I'll give you guys that. But I'm gonna pass this game. Only thing I sprinkled on is a Kerry Carpenter home run at plus 550. I like the matchup versus Manoah. Too many unknowns for me to pick a side, but yeah, I like the way Kerry's performing against Manoah's pitch mix. Manoah's giving up a lot of power. Again, he might have made some tweaks and might look a little different, but I'm gonna trust the bigger sample size that we do have. So just a small sprinkle. Other than that, just a pass.
All right, cool. Yeah, it's not the juiciest game on the board. I can agree with you there. Let's move on to the next one. And the next one is Phillies at Marlins. Let's get a poll rolling. By the way, so the viewers are actually on our side, Toast. 50% on Toronto, 32% on Detroit, 16% pass on that first game. Let's get a poll going for this one. This is Phillies, Marlins, or pass. I stopped putting the over-unders in the poll because people don't really vote for it. So Phillies, Marlins, or pass we'll go with. I'm sticking with my guns. Same bet. I saw someone in the comments say I already bet Tigers money line. I'm sorry about that. I really don't do that often, and people who have watched me for a while can attest to that. So Phillies money line minus 130. Starting off the day with two minus 130 favorites is not something I like to make a habit of. But I like the Phils here, and Toast is probably going to give you some bullshit about Sandy Alcantara and the Marlins and bet on team. And
you're damn right.
We'll hear that mess in a second. But all right, so you saw some of these graphics last night already. You could see Zach Wheeler, his last two starts. You can see the earned run numbers up at 8, 7.5. But look at the FIP and the expected FIP. There's no reason to panic on these last two starts. And then you can just keep going down the line for Zach Wheeler. Got great numbers against the Marlins. This is over the last 3 years. He's got a 2.95 ERA. I got a bunch of Zach Wheeler graphics here. Now, this is the only one that concerns me. His only start, and I found this weird. Prop Beaver was like, yeah, no big deal. I thought this was so weird. So since 2018, Zach Wheeler's pitched in the NL East. So since 2018, all his starts against the Marlins have been at home except one. He's got
What happened? What happened in Miami?
I have it on the screen, bro. They can see. 3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 3 walks, and 7 earned runs. He got crushed. Now, granted, this is over a year ago. This is last April. But that's his only start in Miami in the last 5 years, which is just crazy to me because it's like 13 home starts and 1 away start. Is he scared of Miami? We don't need that one. That's his road starts. The Marlins bats. I have no fear of this team. And look, this is their numbers against righties in the last 14 days. 20th in OPS, 14th in WRC plus. Certainly shouldn't scare anybody. And here we go. Let's get to the real reason for the bet. You know things are getting bad when Sandy Alcantara's numbers at home are starting to look like shit. I don't care about his FIP and expected FIP. They don't mean anything for this guy. There is no regression coming. He's just not good anymore. I know Toast, like, those words are piercing his skull right now. He loves this guy, and I like them. I mean, I won a lot of money betting on him last year. But here it is in his last 4 starts against the Phillies. Now, 3 of these starts were last year during his Cy Young year. He's still getting rocked. That was before he fell off. No way I could back Sandy. I'm on the Phillies here. Phillies been playing well.
Marlins first 5 money line, Marlins money line. First and foremost, I truly think that this game is just a little bit overpriced for the Phillies. Understand they've won 12 or 13 in a row. That's a franchise record on the row. I bet them all 3 days in Tampa Bay. They're playing fantastic. And honestly, I truly think that Wheeler's going to pitch. I think Wheeler's going to pitch well. I don't really take the 2 last starts and think that he's just going to get throttled. Or I understand I was making a joke about what happened the last time he pitched, the one time he's pitched in Miami. But I truly think that he'll probably pitch well. This is a game where I think that Sandy can keep the fish in the game. I truly believe that. I understand that
he can.
There's a lot of numbers that say he probably can't, but I truly believe that he can. He's pitched well on the road against Boston. I think he truly pitched well against Atlanta as well. He had 1 bad inning in the 5th where he gave up 3 runs. But besides that, I think that he pitched pretty damn well. I just think that this is a spot that with the public heavy on the Phillies, I think this is a really good spot to take the fish that have really been outperforming this whole season, and we've been cashing a lot on them. And then the last part about it, the Philadelphia Phillies bullpen that's been so very good for them. Well, unfortunately, no Kimbrel, no Alvarado. That's their top 2.
No, Kimbrel's available. No Alvarado.
Okay, well, Kimbrel's pitched 30 pitches the last 2 of the last 3 nights. So total. So he's not 100%.
No Alvarado is correct. No Alvarado.
So, I mean, if they put Kimbrel out there, I'm even more happy with the way that the bullpens hit the Miami hit bullpen. I understand.
Yeah, they really smoked the bullpen last night. What was the final score of that? Oh, they got shut out.
Yeah,
bum ass Marlins.
That's cool. But they've also are 13-7 their last 20 and 20-10 their last.
See, you're
30,
living in the past. I'm living in the now.
Marlins. Well, you just talk about. You love to talk about consistent. Well, that they consistently win games. None of the main Marlins bullpen's arms worked last night either. Let's go, Fish.
FTB.
Yeah, I should just let you guys keep talking about this game and going back and forth. I'm just entertained. Yeah, I'm on Philly too. I'm on Philly money line. I'm also on Philly first 5 team total over 1.5 at -125.
It's at 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5. Yeah, it's a low total, and I agree with some of the points that Toast made too. I think Sandy can keep him in the game. Lower scoring expected game. Sticking to the first 5 team total, Phillies covered this number 16 of their last 22 games, including 9 of their last 12. Also covered in 13 of the last 17 road games. These guys mentioned Phillies had great amount of success on the road this year. Last 14 days, Phillies top 10 at batting average, slugging, OPS, ISO, and WRC plus in the first 5 innings. These guys I've talked about. Sandy hasn't been his regular Cy Young self. He's allowed 2+ first 5 runs in 5 of his last 7 starts. He's also struggled with his Philly team, as Sauce said. Absolutely got rocked earlier this year and surrendered 3+ runs in 3 of his last 4 starts versus the team. So anytime Philly's at a 1.5 team total in the first 5, I'm gonna at least look at it. So at that price, I like it. Philly money line. These guys kind of mentioned it. I think the game is going to be good. I think Wheeler pitches well. Obviously, that's why I'm on Philly. I think Sandy, like Tosek, can keep the Marlins in the game. Philly's bullpen has been absolutely fucking lights out. Arguably one of the best in the league. So in a close game, I'll lean with the hotter bats on the road, and the better bullpen.
Yeah, I agree, and I like my angles. Really, I like Wheeler. I like Wheeler to pitch a good game. I'm talking shit to Toast, but I don't think it's crazy to think that Sandy is decent tonight. It's more I think Wheeler's going to throw a gem. That's what I like. He's got 2 bad starts in a row with good FIP numbers. Like he's due for some positive regression. All right, let's move on. Sometimes when I start fighting with Toast, I overextend. I'm not. So this next game, I feel like I don't even need to go through all my graphics and stuff on this one. I'm on the Braves simply because they're beating everybody. That being said, I get it. Charlie Morton on the road and stuff, that might scare. Oh, you know what? This is a good one to run a poll. Let me pause and run a poll on this.
Is it?
Yeah, Braves Rays is this is an awesome one. Okay, so 70% of the poll on the Phillies, 19% on the Fish. So community is heavily favoring our side on that one. Braves, Rays.
Scary as fuck.
Hey, yeah. I mean, I that was anticipated though. All right. So I do this, and this one is really for people that have been betting baseball the last few. Oh, I think this, and this one is really for people that have been betting baseball the last few. Oh, I think we froze up. Here we go. Betting baseball the last few years. That Charlie Morton on the road has been pretty terrifying, but if you look this year, he's having a pretty good season on the road. And also look at the FIP and expected FIP numbers. So it's not like he's been getting lucky. He really has been pitching well on the road. And also the Rays bats definitely not producing at the level they were earlier, as you've probably heard us mention over and over again. Here's the Rays bats versus righties in the last 7 days compared to the entire season. You can see, like I said, not producing at the same level. 15th in OPS, 15th in WRC plus. But the real, I don't even know where the graphic is, but the real reason I'm betting this is because I don't entirely trust Tyler Glass now yet, even though I think he's on his way back. The Braves bats, they're first in every single category. Do you know the Braves in the last 14 days are hitting 300 as a team against righties with a 968 OPS as a team? That's truly wild. Can't fade this team right now as much as Toast desperately wants to. I don't know if he's going to, but he wants to. I'm on the Braves here.
I mean, I am, but only because I have concrete reasons. I didn't bet him against them every night in Cleveland. I did bet against them one time in Cleveland. I am betting him against them here today. I will take Tampa. I took Tampa 2 ways. I took Tampa first 5 run line at plus 10, whatever it was, 105. Sorry, 120. Sorry, it was a big number. Sorry. So Tampa first 5 run line at plus 120 for half a unit, and then Tampa Bay at money line at minus 105 for half unit. 2 half unit plays. I'll take Glass now at home against Charlie Morton. I understand how good the Braves are, but public's heavy on the Braves. I get that. All the bets and stuff are on the Braves, which it makes sense. I just truly believe that the books are have put their foot in the ground and saying that they're not going to give us the Rays at plus money here. That's why the line was where it is. I think it's the reason that it stayed around Tampa Bay at this number. Obviously, it's enticing. I'm not like stomping my feet to say detail me on this one, but I did bet it both ways. I just think that if the Rays couldn't be in a worse spot as far as looking bad against the Phillies and whatnot, with everybody betting the Braves, I'll take my shot. But I won't be betting them every day of this series. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's actually one thing I was surprised. I don't think public is super heavy on the Braves, and I thought they were going to be. I thought this was going to be
72% of the money, or 72% of the bets.
Yeah, it looks like the public's on the Braves and sharp action's on Tampa, but it's not extreme either way from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I looked like 4 or 5 in the morning, and it wasn't anywhere near what I was expecting. Either way, I mean, I respect Toast. Toast knows fucking baseball, but there is no fucking way that I can pick against this Atlanta team right now. I'm on Atlanta money line. I got it at plus 102 last night, whatever it is right now. I'm also on Tyler Glass now, over 4.5 hits allowed. That's plus 105 as well. So plus money in both of these spots is absolutely ridiculous to me. The way Atlanta's playing right now, I'll take them at this price versus anybody, versus fucking Jesus Christ himself and his fucking disciples. Whoever the fuck is on the other side, I don't care who's starting. I really don't give a shit. These guys talked about how hot Atlanta's offense is right now, first and everything I saw said. The books are definitely respecting Glass now. If you look through, player props, total bases, HRR props, the books are really respecting Glass now. Yeah, and the books know, right? The books know. I just don't give a shit. They're really respecting Glass now on the Rays. I'm just not convinced. Glass now definitely has electric stuff, elite K stuff. But you can't just, set it and forget it kind of stuff with him. He's definitely had his struggles this year, extremely inconsistent. He's allowed 3+ runs and 6+ hits in 3 of his last 4 starts, including against offenses like KC, Oakland, and Seattle. None of those offenses terrify me. 49% hard hit rate and ranks bottom 10th percentile in average exit velo and barrel percentage allowed. So, the starts that he is getting lucky, if you look at some underlying statistics, ball still, yeah, I hate that fucking word. The ball's still getting rocked. Guys are still hitting shit. So, and the Braves K percentage is extremely low right now. I think it's only like 17% against right-handed pitch in the last 14 days. So if he's not missing as many bats as he's used to, and these Braves are absolutely rocking his shit, it's not going to be fun. Glass now struggles versus lefties. Atlanta has some absolute thumpers from the left side of the plate. Rays offense has just been too stale for me as of late, averaging just 3 runs per game over the last 5, losing all 5 games. Obviously, I don't love Morton by any means, but I think he can avoid a complete meltdown against his Tampa Bay team, keep them in a game. And the Rays have been extremely average at home. When he started the year, they went on that crazy ass run. They were hot as shit on the road. They've definitely mellowed out at home. Atlanta had an off day yesterday. They're 9-3 straight up, winning games by almost 4 runs on 1 day rest. Tampa played extra innings last game, had to travel to Florida. Not a big travel, but still a travel. 16 of the last 18 starting right-handed pitchers have allowed 5+ hits versus Atlanta. So that's why I have no idea why this number is 4.5, including 11 of the last 12 righties to pitch less than 5 innings. So even if Glasnow doesn't go deep into the game, I still expect Atlanta to get to him, to get 5+ hits off of him. So couldn't believe these spots with plus money. I'll take Atlanta any day, all day at plus money.
Agreed. And the poll is heavy on Atlanta, as you would expect. I mean, they've been so hot. 79% of our viewers on Atlanta, only 14% on Tampa, 5% pass. A lot of people are betting this one. Not many passes. All right, let's move on to the next game. Cubs at Yankees, and I messed this one up because I did, if you were wondering in last night's video why that one was so short, because I did the whole thing with the the Cubs numbers against righties. I completely forgot Rodon's a lefty. So, all my notes were backwards, and I had to delete them all.
I've done that so many times.
Yeah.
That's just,
and Prop Eber was like, the hell is this? It was 2 a.m. He was pissed. Because, all the work we did for that game was wasted. It was my bad. But what I ended up doing to this one, I don't like the game. It's a pass for me. I'll say Cubs are pass at the plus money, but this is a pass for me. I think the odds makers are kind of taking a stance here, putting the Yankees as this heavy favorites. Clearly, they like them. Public likes them too. I'm not even going to do a poll for this one because I don't even like it. Real quick, I mean, if you're interested, Carlos Rodon's numbers in the minor leagues were impressive. I have a graphic right here. He made 3 starts in the minors, 0.84 ERA, 0.56 WHIP. But again, it's the minor league, so take it or leave it. I'll say Cubs are passing the plus money. I don't want to ramble about this game.
I'm going the same play as I did yesterday in Yankee Stadium. Over 8. It's at like minus 115. I'll take it. Another fantastic day in the Bronx as far as hitting conditions. Rendon making his first start of the year. I put almost like 0 stock into what he did in the minor leagues. And the only reason I say that is because you don't know if he's say for instance, if somebody gets hit up in the minor leagues, you don't know if they're working on a specific pitch that day or a specific situation or whatever the case may be. So their numbers might be irrelevant. So just take some of that thing with a grain of salt. I don't know how long he's going to go. I mean, you would have said they're saying that he should be able, and we should see that fastball around 97 and whatnot. It wasn't around that in the minors, but with the Yankee Stadium crowd and yada yada yada, I don't know. I just take my chances with an over here. Tyone has been pretty bad essentially all year long. Not that I'm in love with this Yankees offense, but I think 8 on a good day. It soared over yesterday, obviously because of the Orioles, but I'll take my chances again with this one.
Yeah, complete pass for me. If I had to lean, it'd be Tyone under 17.5 outs. Other than that, complete pass.
Yeah, that was the angle that I couldn't. Like, all right, Tyone, his first time pitching against the Yankees since leaving the team. It's also his first time pitching in Yankee Stadium as an away pitcher. I don't know if that plays positively or negatively for him. I don't know. Like, does he rise to the occasion or does he let it get to him? I really don't even know. So, I'm comfortable just passing on that one. The poll. Wow. Okay, so 48% on the Yankees, 28% of the Cubs. Looks like there's 23% pass. So not many people like value in that one. Texas at Washington, and this is another one I don't like. Just everyone in the world is betting Texas here. And I don't want to bet Washington, so I guess I'll say Rangers minus 1.5 or pass, but this is a pass for me.
Yeah, everybody always asks me for parlays, so I just did a Texas-Cleveland parlay at plus 145 for a half a unit. Yeah, I mean, this Texas team just kind of didn't play well in Boston. I do think that they should play well against this Nats team. But yeah, it's not something that I'm trying to beg people to tell me on.
All right, cool. FTP.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag it in the same way. It's either gonna be a Texas money line parlay piece or something like that. Same way as Toast. Washington has definitely cooled up versus lefties. There was a time earlier in the year where they were rocking lefties and just kind of piling up hits. If you look at game logs versus starting left-handed pitching, guys are just absolutely shutting these boys down. One on a run, guys going deep into games, stuff like that. So Cody Bradford's not a guy I'm going to run to the window to back. But yeah, Texas absolute heartbreaker not a heartbreaker, but they just absolutely folded last night. Cost me a shit ton of money. I expect them to bounce back on the road against Trevor Williams, who fucking stinks. So they'll probably throw Texas somewhere in a parlay.
All right, cool. It looks like you're on the same page as Toast then. Let's move on to the next one. Oakland at Boston, and the price is just I'm gonna throw. Look, I'm not going to get anyone to tail me on this, but I'm gonna throw a few dollars on the Oakland money line at this huge price. Let me see what I got. I did some line shopping right before, so it was at plus 205. I don't really have any good reasons for it other than Boston's the most public play on the board. I probably won't even put this on the ticket because it's not the kind of bet that people like to see and feel comfortable with, but I'm just letting you know that I'm going to be putting a few dollars on this.
I don't think that Boston's played well enough. Essentially,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
225 favorite to any team, let alone. I mean, yeah. So, yeah, I would actually. I don't really like taking run lines at all, but I'm pretty sure Oakland's like 20-7, their last 27 on the run line. So if I didn't play it, but if I had to make a bet on it, and I'm usually hate taking the run lines, but at plus 105, I would probably take 1.5 with Oakland. I'd sprinkle the money line too, because that's just who I am. But essentially, Oakland's not losing by multiple runs. So I'm sure a lot of people have been riding that. I don't know, but I know it's been very, very profitable the last 2 months. So Oakland plus 1.5 at plus 105. It pains me to say it, but I'll do it.
Yeah, the price is definitely too wide. I like that angle, Toast. I might tell you on that, especially at plus money. That seems kind of ridiculous. Price is too wide. Boston's, I believe it's a bullpen game. I don't think this guy Bernardino, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't think he's going deep
I think
into the
Walter is the primary pitcher. Walter.
game. Okay.
That's
Okay.
what
Well,
I
yeah,
think. I don't know.
yeah, even fucking worse. Yeah, the line is way too wide, so I like the +1.5. Everything is juice. The HRR market's the juice. The total bases market's the juice for Boston. But I did find some plus money that I like. So Yoshida total bases +105 and sprinkling a double at +300. I like a lot of Boston hitters. Like I said, this just boils down to price, getting plus money when guys like Jaren Duran and Turner are juiced in both of those markets. Yoshi's really heating up, 2+ hits, 5 straight games. And that span, he's batting 550, a 750 slugging, a 200 ISO. So he's mashing the fuck out of the ball. Medina's the primary. I think somebody else is opening, but Medina's the primary versus lefties, allowing 288 batting average, almost a 7 ERA, 40% hard hit rate, and a 12% extra base hit rate, which is extremely high. Medina throws a fastball almost 60% of the time to lefties. Yoshi is by far the best fastball hitter on the Sox, batting almost 400, 60% hard hit rate, 423 WOBA. He also crushes the changeup and the curve, which you'll see from Medina when he's not seeing a fastball. Yoshi's better at home, better versus right-handed pitching. I think he has himself a game right in the middle of that lineup, so I'll take the plus money with Yoshi.
All right, cool. I missed it. What is it, Yoshida? What was the actual bet?
Total bases +105 and double +300.
And to double. Okay, cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. Royals at Cleveland. Obviously, well, not time for the graphic yet. Obviously, I'm going right back to Cleveland -1.5 here. I know that the line movement is sketchy, but what do we keep saying? There's someone in the offices of the odds makers that has a hard on for Kansas City. I don't know why they keep doing this shit. I don't know why the line keeps moving in a sketchy way, like the Royals are about to go on some kind of run. I don't get it. But yeah, I'm gonna go right back to the same bet that cashed for me last night. Cleveland -1.5. I actually like Daniel Lynch. If you subscribe to this channel, you've heard me speak positively about Daniel Lynch several times, but definitely has not had some success against Cleveland. 5 career starts. He's 0-3 with an 8.87 ERA. He's also hold on, the graphic's taking a second to come up. Here's Cleveland's offensive numbers against Lynch lifetime. They're batting .439 against the guy. This is the current Guardians lineup combined. .439 with 1131 OPS. Cal Quantrill's not in there. So yeah, I don't I can't get behind Kansas City. I have a bunch of graphics for it, but I'm starting to think it's a little redundant. You guys get the point. I like Cleveland -1.5 here.
Yeah, I didn't play Cleveland because, like you said, the line movement did scare me a little bit, but I did want to attack Daniel Lynch in Cleveland against him. So I just did a three-player hit parlay with Rosario, Ramirez, and Jimenez. It's +135. We hit one yesterday with this Cleveland team with Straw and Rosario and Ramirez yesterday at the same price. So just going to throw Jimenez in there instead. It's got all the 3 of those guys have really good numbers off of Lynch. So I'll take my chances there.
Yeah, kind of on the same page as you guys. I think Cleveland is going to lose one of these games. They were teetering on that yesterday until later in the game. They pulled away, but yeah, no choice but to like Cleveland. I really like Savali. I like the bounce back from last year. I think he's becoming a lot more consistent, a lot more reliable for Cleveland. So I don't have a problem backing him as I did last year. So yeah, it's either going to be, Cleveland -1.5 like Sauce, maybe somebody for a hit in Cleveland money line like I did yesterday with Jose Ramirez. I'm at Rosario. I mean, Toast mentioned it. He is absolutely cranking lefties right now. He's hot as shit overall right now. He's cranking lefties. So he's definitely going to be a guy I look at. So just, like what both of these guys said, Cleveland hitters, however you want to slice that.
Jose Ramirez is someone else. I don't know.
All right, let's move on to the next one. That game's not fun.
No, it's not.
This one I've backed off. I said Houston or pass last night. This is a straight pass now. The reason I can't, I'll share some graphics that I have, but the reason I can't get there with Houston is I don't trust Hunter Brown in the slightest. And the reason I can't get there with Seattle is I don't trust the Mariners bullpen right now, which sucks because I like the Mariners bullpen, but I can't trust that unit right now. Other than Sewald and Munoz, it's a giant question mark. They just traded Flexen and Wow, why can't I think of his name? The guy they traded to the Mets. He just pitched last night. They just traded those two guys. Here, you know what? I have it in graphics, so rather than me, let me just pull it up. Graphics are really slow. I got to figure out a way to speed them up. So here's the Mariners bullpen in the last 14 days. 23rd in ERA, 23rd in FIP. Like I said, they just traded a couple pieces, and Houston's bats have definitely been hot. But here is the X factor. Look at Hunter Brown in his last 3 home starts. He's got a 5.71 ERA. I don't trust him at all. I might be a little biased against Hunter Brown, to be honest. So yeah, this is a straight pass for me.
I'm on Seattle money line at -105, going right back to them. I just think that this team is playing very, very good baseball right now. What they did to the Rays and to the Giants, I think that they're playing with amazing confidence right now. On top of that, Sauce outlined Hunter Brown's roads are home starts. That's fine too, but I think that this is the spot that Luis Castillo can kind of show the world that he's better than what he has shown his last 5 starts. They've only won 1 start in his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 starts. So on the road, though, his last 3 starts at the Yankees, at the Angels, at Texas, all 3 of those pretty hard places to pitch with those lineups this year. So this shouldn't be a huge step up in class for him. So I like him to stay in the game. And then the Mariners offense. We saw it last night with good vibes. Eugenio Suarez with 2 bombs. J.P. Crawford with a bomb last night. Ty France is now back in the lineup for them. Caballero's doing damage at the bottom of the lineup. So, I had to take my chances with the Mariners. I've been cashing a lot with them the last week or so, so I'm going to continue to ride them here. All their major bullpen arms are available as well.
I'm on the other side. I like Houston in this game. I also like the team total over 3.5. I think Luis is going to get fucking rocked. I don't have, all of the data. I don't have concrete, pages of concrete evidence that says that. I just think this lineup is going to rock the shit out of him. I trust Hunter Brown more than Sauce does. I know it's been rocky at home. It's more of a hitter's ballpark and stuff like that. Seattle has been playing well, but Houston's been playing well too. So I think at home at this price, the 3.5 team total is only -105. So books are in line with kind of what Toast is saying. They're expecting Luis to kind of shove. But Sauce mentioned the bullpen problem. Both of these guys mentioned the bullpen problems. So that 3.5 at that price seems like a gift. So I think they can get 2-3 runs off of Castillo and then attack that bullpen that these guys were talking about. So I like the team total a little bit more, probably be a little bit heavier on that. But I think the two are correlated. So I like Houston money line as well.
I mean, there's numbers that support both of them in the first 2 graphics here. First, you have Castillo's home away splits. And he has been worse on the road, for sure. We've got a 4.24 ERA versus a 2.44 ERA at home. All the numbers are worse on the road. There's definitely a production drop-off of Castillo on the road. But there's also the fact that it says it in this next graphic, Castillo has owned Houston historically. These are the current Houston bats. Their lifetime numbers against Castillo, they're only batting 196 off him with a 539 OPS. So Castillo's been bad on the road, but he's also been really good against these Houston bats. So that's why I'm passing.
My only counterpoint to Castillo being on the road, he's faced the Cubs, the Blue Jays, Boston, Texas, Angels, and Yankees. That's not the easiest.
And Astros now.
The Astros now. So yeah, we'll see. It'll be a good game. These teams, these 2 always play good games. Something always fun happens, it seems like. So we'll see what happens.
Yep, let's move on to the next one. Ooh, how did our poll do on that one? So 51% on Houston, 28% on Seattle, and 21% pass on that one.
Just no love for me. No love.
Baltimore at Minnesota. All right, so let's start a poll on this one. Kind of curious where everyone's going to be. I would imagine everyone's on the Twins here.
I hope so.
I'm on Baltimore. Won't be a huge bet.
Yeah, buddy.
This is kind of just a fade the public play for me, but it's also a fade of the Twins bats because I've been saying for a while I don't trust that unit at all.
The Twin bats is Cole Irvin back? I mean, what is he? I mean,
I'm not willing to say that.
Well. I'm not willing to say that,
and I also don't want to This might not even make my final ticket because I don't know. Maybe Toast likes this, maybe FTB likes this, but I hate when a lineup sees a starting pitcher and back-to-back starts. I don't mind capping a game when the lineup's seen them a couple times so far this year, but I hate when it's back-to-back because I guess it's going to be the complete opposite. Is it going to be the same thing? It's almost, there's too much, I don't know. It's too much bullshit involved, too much extra things to consider. So I like Baltimore, and if I bet, it'll be a half unit.
Really quickly, I'll tell you right now, I'd be a hell of a lot more scared if I was laying 150 and on the public side with that same matchup than I would be getting plus 135.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of sums up how I feel about it. I think it should be closer to a pick 'em. I like Bailey Ober, but I don't like the Twins bats at all. I mean, they haven't shown a shit as far as hitting left-handed pitching. So, I mean, I've always kind of had a thing for Cole Irvin, especially at home. We went on a hot streak betting this guy. But I mean, I don't really trust him on the road. But I don't trust anything about this game. Baltimore because I like the price or pass.
Yeah, I really like Baltimore today. I almost, there was a part of me that kind of felt it was a little trappish because it was like I felt like the books were telling me that the team to bet. But with everybody betting the Twins, like it just kind of made me like it even more.
Your voice just cut out.
Sorry.
You said whenever.
Yeah,
go ahead.
They easily could have beat the Yankees 3 or 4 games. They had a bullpen blow up in one of those games, but I think that offense might have hit a spark with Gunnar Henderson, and then with Cole Irvin. I mean, it's not like he's pitching bad. Let's just go through his last couple starts. Against Minnesota, it was at home, 5 innings, 1 run. Against the Reds, 3 innings, 1 run. On the road against Chicago, 4 innings, 3 runs. At home against the Royals, 5 innings, 1 run. Oakland hit him up. The Yankees, he pitched against 3, gave up 3 runs again. So, like, there's not like he's pitching horrible. And like Sauce said, and I mean, many have alluded to, like, this Twins offense shouldn't scare you. They hit some homers and stuff against some bad Royals pitching, but that shouldn't change the fact that they scored 2 runs the last 2 games that they played against Baltimore the last time these guys played. So, Ober was really good to start the year. He's kind of not, I don't want to say he's fallen off, but he's not the same dominant pitcher that I feel like he was earlier in the year. So, this Baltimore lineup that's hot as shit right now, getting to see him again right now, with a huge plus price and we're fading the public. It just seems pretty easy to me.
FDB?
Sorry, my door is going crazy.
Oh, shit. Did you say you had to leave at 4:30? I forgot. My bad.
No, you're good. I'll dip after this game. I don't know if you guys can hear that. They're going fucking nuts.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
So yeah, I'm kind of in line with you guys. I hate taking teams. Hey, stop. I hate these back-to-back matchups like you guys was saying. That's kind of scaring me off picking a winner, but kind of correlated with what you guys are saying. Baltimore is way too high for the team total to be 3.5. So I'm gonna take that at minus 125. I really want to jump on the plus money with you guys. It's just the close proximity starts always scare the fuck out of me. So I mean, like Toast was saying, Ober's kind of came back down to earth. He's still being efficient, right, going pretty deep in the games, but he's given up 3+ runs in 3 of his last 5 starts. Just absolutely shut down his Baltimore team. And you know they know that they've gotten a little hotter since then. You don't just get 2 hit, and shut out by a guy. And they'll come back with a little extra juice. Like these guys said, Minnesota's bats have been absolutely dead, especially versus left-handed pitching. So that really doesn't scare me that much. But yeah, Baltimore team total just played a little bit safer. Shouldn't be 3.5 in my opinion. So I'll take that.
Cool. All right. And so actually, luckily, we actually have a guy to throw in his spot, Danny Dirt. Now, Danny Dirt did not come on expecting to talk about every single game. He came on to give his over, and he's got it over. I won't tell you what game it is. It's coming up. FTB, thanks for joining us, man. Enjoy your weekend. Well, I'll send you a DM. We'll work out what days you want to come on. We'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. Later, appreciate you guys.
All right. So the downside is I don't have a label for Danny Dirt set up. So that is Danny Dirt on the right. That's not FTB. All right, so
it's all good. What's up, dirtbags? Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming back.
Can the chat hear me? Last time I was muted. Can you guys hear me?
They can 100% hear you.
Hell yeah.
All right, so how about this? If you want to chime in, you just let us know. We're just gonna keep rolling along. And the next one is Cardinals White Sox. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know where Toast is on this one, but I don't know how we don't bet the Cards here.
Yeah.
With everyone on the with the White Sox, let's say Cards.
I didn't send it out. I didn't send this one out on the sent plays that I send out, but I'm thinking about making it a free play.
I mean, this one almost felt too easy. This one almost
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It feels too easy.
All right, so I have I'll have some graphics, but the graphics are being a little laggy, so we'll do the best we can here. But I feel like everything points to a Cardinals win. First of all, Jordan Montgomery has been an absolute savage recently. In his last 6 starts, since June 1st, he's made 6 starts. He's 4-1 with a 1.41 ERA, 2.79 FIP, 3.45 expected FIP. Montgomery's been absolutely dealing. And even better for Montgomery, he's pitching against a White Sox team that he's pitched really well against. In his last 4 starts against Chicago, he's 2-0 with a 2.22 ERA and a 1.19 WHIP. So not only is he hot, but he's pitched really well against the White Sox. Now, the only positive I can see for Chicago is they have been hitting left-handed pitching better. But, I mean, we're talking in the last 14 days, 13th in WRC+, 15th in WOBA. So they've now entered the top half of Major League Baseball. They're not top 10 or anything, but they're creeping up. They've shown signs of improvement. But yeah, I get that Dylan Cease has been pitching pretty well overall. Not in his last start, though. Oakland got to him in his last start. But you have a red-hot pitcher in Jordan Montgomery and a red-hot lineup in the Cardinals against a White Sox team that just always seems to choke. I know people are going to look at Dylan Cease versus Montgomery and think, oh, Cease at home? I think Montgomery is better than Cease right now. I think he's got the pitching edge. I think the Cardinals have the batting edge. The only spot where I'd give maybe a lean towards the White Sox is the bullpen. And I'm willing to roll the dice with that. So give me the Cards, minus 112. I think that's on FanDuel. And you know what? I'm going to run a poll on this one, too.
Yeah, I felt the same way as you. I felt like it was kind of decided for me. You're not going to have the reason that I couldn't get to the Cardinals is because of the bullpen situation where you're not going to have Hicks, Gallegos, and Stratton all have worked back-to-back nights. So that's what scared me off of them. But yeah, man, this White Sox team, I don't know. Sometimes I've made money with them. Other times they just absolutely screw me. It wouldn't shock me with them coming off a doubleheader to play well. And then at the same time, like, can you really trust this Cardinals team? So I definitely lean Cardinals. I was hoping that you could convince me otherwise. But yeah, it's just I honestly, it's just a pass for me, to be honest with you.
I'm surprised.
I lean Cardinals, but it's just really hard for me to get there.
I'm surprised. I thought you would be all over the Cardinals with me, to be honest.
I couldn't do it with the bullpen, dude. Like those 3 arms, this team, every time I thought I could trust this team.
Does it make you feel any better that the game they lost, Jordan Hicks lost it not with his pitching, but with his throw to first base? Oh, do you remember that? That was horrible.
Work back-to-back days. That's what I'm saying. It didn't even go today.
Yeah, no, I know that. I don't really just.
So
I don't trust the White Sox bullpen much.
I was going to say that the next time I thought he was going to pitch, I was going to say I fully expect Jordan Hicks to come back and be throwing 103 out the gate because he's pissed off. So yeah, he should be fine.
Dirt, you have any sort of lean on this one?
No, I like both pitchers, actually. I'm a believer that Cease is back. I took Cease. I'm no Prop Beaver. I don't have the research like him.
No one is.
But shout out to Prop Beaver. In his honor, I'm taking Cease over 7.5 strikeouts. It's plus 110.
Okay.
I'm a believer. Well, you don't have to put my name on it. I'm just letting you in on my secrets. But no,
it's actually FTB's name, so you're good.
Yeah, so he just shared. Yeah, it's right. It's not even your name, so it's good. He just shared something he's personally betting. He doesn't give out strikeout props on his Twitter usually. That's what he's saying. All right, let's move to the next one. Reds at Brewers, and I mean, of course I'm on the Brew Crew. Abbott's about to get rocked. Let's put it up. Brewers money line minus 115. This is officially welcome to Major League Baseball game for Andrew Abbott. The chickens are gonna come home. Wow, Lance Lynn. Let's see, where am I? Let's see if I have my Reds Brewers graphics working. If not, I mean I can just read off the notes. All right, here we go.
What he's gonna tell you is that this guy's like essentially Bryce Elder, the second coming of
False.
Bryce Elder.
That's not what I'm gonna tell you at all.
Every single number in the world is gonna tell you this kid's gonna get lit up.
No, I'm not even going to talk about Abbott. Let's talk about the Brewers lineup. So the last three lefty starters to face Milwaukee. See, the thing is, everyone is looking at this Milwaukee Brewers lineup like they're dead, like they have been for the first 2.5 months of the season, but they're not. There's life to these bats. The last three lefties, 5.52 ERA, 143 WHIP. Brewers are showing signs of life. Let's move on to the next graphic. We're gonna do this. We're gonna present this like a slideshow. And for some reason, I actually know what I did wrong of why the graphics are being a little laggy. I can fix that for next show. Here are the last 2 weeks against lefties. What do you know? Brewers, 11th in WOBA, 14th in WRC+. There's life to the bats. Now, let's get to the cream of the crop of why this bet is the play. The Cincinnati Reds have a father, and his name is Corbin Burnes. He is the Reds' daddy. The current Reds lineup against Corbin Burnes, 79 career at-bats, 127 OBA. So they're hitting 127 off Corbin Burnes' lifetime with a 393 OPS and a strikeout rate over 30. Corbin Burnes owns these bats, and I want to run a poll for this one too. So I'm sorry to pause in the middle of that, but I want to see everyone on the Reds. I want everyone to go bet the Reds, go flock over to Toast under the warm umbrella of the Reds. That's what I want all of you to do.
Here's my wing. I've got room for everybody.
Go ahead. Go bet against Corbin Burnes, who owns the Reds. This is the
Who owns the Reds? What are you talking about? This team is full of rookies. They've seen him one time. Like, what are we talking
79
about?
career plate appearances. They're hitting 127.
25 of them is Kevin Newman. 16 is Joey Votto. 10 is Jonathan India. Everybody else is.
Can I finish, ma'am? Can I finish?
Out of here.
Corbin Burnes in his last 5 starts against the Reds, he's 2-0 with a 2.76 ERA and a 101 WHIP. Corbin Burnes owns the Reds. Once again, I don't want to be the one to bet against that. But hold on, I'm not done. Because there's one last factor that Toast probably didn't even look at because he's not thorough with his research.
I don't need to.
No, hold on. It's the last graphic, so I just want to get to it. Toast probably didn't even look at this.
Nope.
And man, it's being so laggy. I will fix that for next show. Here are the bullpens. Not only have the Brewers bullpen outperformed the Reds bullpen, but the Reds used 6 of their bullpen arms yesterday, combining for 117 pitches. This is a spot to fade Cincinnati. Go ahead.
I haven't heard that before.
Everyone go bet the Reds. I dare you. I'm on the Brewers.
Look, it's the Reds. What are we doing?
We're fading them. That's what we're doing.
About all of the BS numbers that the Reds shouldn't be doing this and that and yada, yada, yada. I get it. But they continue to win games. This team continues to win games. Yeah, they've used a lot of their arms yesterday, but none of those, I'm almost positive none of those guys have worked back to back. What
do you know? Only 17% of our viewers on the Brewers. Good. Flock over to Toast.
Yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, none of those guys have worked back-to-back days, so I'm all right with that. They didn't use Law. Sims only went 12. I'm just not super worried about it. Does Andrew Abbott have bad expected numbers and runners in scoring position are like 1 for 30 or some crazy number against him? Yeah. But the fact of the matter is it still has to happen. Can you look me in the eye, straight in the face, and tell me that you trust Devin Williams right now?
No, I don't.
Thank you. So all those sweet Brewers bullpen numbers are just rest in piss.
I trust the rest of them. Rest in piss.
Oh, and by the way, Corbin Burnes uses his right hand, right?
Yes.
So Jake Fraley over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus.
I think that might come to an end. Corbin Burnes.
Book's done fucked up giving me plus money on this one.
Brewers. Actually, I believe the Dirt has a play on this one.
I certainly do. The Dirtbags, we are on the over. And I mean, I loved hearing you guys bash it out. I think that's why I'm on the over. It's a series for first place. Both these teams are hot. You know, I love the Reds as well. Sorry, Toast. I'm tailing.
You're good.
The sauce, but I do love the Reds to score, man. Like America's dirtiest team. That's what we call them. Over 7.5. It's such a low total. I think the Brewers can put up 6 or 7 on their own. So over 7.5. Let's get dirty.
Oh, it's at 7.5 right now. That's right. It dropped 7.5. That's a nice low dirt number.
Yeah, I mean this year it's been consistently 8, 9.5. There was a lot of 7.5s last year, but I guess like pitch clock and everything.
I noticed that too.
Whole run up.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so the Dirt Man is on the over 7.5 in that one. Let's cruise on to the next one. Pirates at Diamondbacks. I actually didn't get a chance to look into this game as much as I wanted to. I passed last night. The line movement and the public all over Arizona makes me want to bet Pittsburgh, but I won't do it. So I'll say Arizona -1.5 or pass. But this is a pass for me. Prop Beaver really likes Gallen to record a win. He's not giving out picks right now, but he shared that with me. He liked that one. Because the Pirates got to Gallen earlier in the year, so he thinks a Gallen at home, it's a nice revenge spot for him. I see what he's saying. I also don't trust the Pirates bats at all. That Dodgers series, you can just erase that from your memories, because that's some weirdo shit. Like, nothing makes sense in that series. So I'll say Arizona -1.5 or pass. If Toast is heavy on Arizona in some way, I'll tail him. All right, cool. Doesn't sound like he is.
No, I do like the under, though. I did sprinkle the under for 0.75 units at 8.5. Neither one of these offenses scare me right now. Corbin Carroll just got hurt for the Snakes. Rich Hill has actually been essentially decent all year long. I mean, I'm not trying to make a case for him that he's some fantastic pitcher, but it's not like he's getting tattooed. And honestly, this Snakes offense is just underwhelming right now. A letdown game for the Pirates bats too after that Dodgers series. I'm sure they definitely got up for that. So I'll take under 8.5 in the desert. All the major bullpen arms for both teams are available as well. So definitely under 8.5 for me.
I could see the under there. I don't dislike that.
I'm not a big fan of playing under in the desert either. So it's
is that a runs ballpark, the desert?
Kind of for me, yeah.
Okay. Dirt, you have an angle in this one?
No, I watched the whole Mets game last night. Let's go Mets, and I don't want to go anywhere near Arizona. They look terrible, and the
those
Corbin
bats.
Carroll thing is a kick in the face. So I don't know. I don't trust Rich Hill either. So I'm going to pass on this one.
Yeah, I was saying that yesterday on the live, too. I was like, dude, I'm taking the Mets, not just because they're hot, but because I think this Arizona lineup is entering a slump. I'm sure they'll get out of it, but right now, I don't think...
I don't understand why freaking Corbin Carroll is playing. Like, obviously, he was somewhat
Well, no,
hurt.
he walked off last night, didn't he?
I understand that, but he's been dealing with this shoulder situation for a couple weeks now. And I don't understand why they just didn't sit him down the final 10 games going into the All-Star break, because now he's hurt.
Well, here's the thing, though, about the Arizona bats is starting a new series, and they finally get to see a lefty, because it's been righties that their numbers are really slumping, and the lefty's name is Rich Hill. He's like a cure for a lineup's illness, so I can see them getting to Rich Hill. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. And speaking of the New York Mets, I mean, you're crazy. You're crazy if you're not taking the Mets here. Hottest team in baseball. Hottest team in baseball. I'm not even going to try to do the graphics because they're lagging right now. What I need to do is before the live, I need to buffer all the graphics so they pop right up. So if I was stuttering before, it's because I was messing with the graphics. So I'm not even going to try them. So first off, I don't have a ton of faith in Verlander here making a road start. His numbers on the road certainly aren't good. He's got a 5.67 ERA, 4.74 expected FIP. Certainly not Justin Verlander-like. And if you narrow it down to just his last three road starts, it gets even worse. Jumps up to an 8.40 ERA. The good news for Verlander is he has owned these Padres bats lifetime through 146 career at bats. San Diego's hitting just 151 off Verlander with a 458 OPS. Now, I know what Toast is going to say. That was back when Verlander was a Cy Young candidate. I get it, but still, it's worth noting that he's shut these bats down. Let's move on to the Padres bats against righties. Yes, the numbers look pretty good. Somehow in the last 14 days, this team's still sitting in top 5, top 7 in most offensive categories against righties. Whenever I bet them, they never seem to show up against right-handed starters. So I don't know. I call bullshit on Fangraphs. I might send them an email because I don't know where that production's coming from. So and then Yu Darvish, and I'm curious to see what Toast is going to say about Yu Darvish because his numbers are so weird here. So first of all, the Mets got to Darvish earlier in the year, back in I think it was April. 6 1/3 innings pitched, 5 runs. So the Mets got to Darvish in April. But before that, his last 6 starts against the Mets, he's 5-0 with a 1.79 ERA. So that's kind of a give and take. Like, okay, the Mets were able to score on this guy a couple months back, but over the last couple years, they've had a lot of trouble scoring on this guy. And then if you look at Yu Darvish's recent game logs, he's got a 7.27 ERA over his last 5 starts. So it's like, is Yu Darvish in a slump right now? I mean, he does have a 335 expected FIP over those last 5 starts, which indicates he's had some terrible luck, but still, I don't really know. I think Yu Darvish is a bit of a question mark for me. I don't really know what to expect from him. All I know is the Mets are all the way back. Hottest team in baseball, just storming towards that NL wildcard spot. No way I'm fading this team at plus money. You're going to give me the best team in baseball right now at plus money. Mets money line plus 110. And by the way, you guys know I complain about the Mets bullpen a lot, but if there's ever a matchup where the Mets might actually have the bullpen advantage, it's this one because the Padres bullpen is the disaster right now. So give me the Mets at plus money.
Yeah, I'm on the Padres. I can't bang my chest and try to make anybody tell me on this one. This is like picking between my 2 kids. I mean, I truly believe that. I love betting the Mets. I bet the Mets all 3 games in Arizona. I do like Justin Verlander much more at home than I do on the road. But I do expect Darvish to pitch well here. Everybody else in that rotation's had a really good turn of getting kind of hot with Musgrove and Snell. So after a few rough outings, I expect a lot from Darvish, especially against getting smacked up too. So I felt like the Mets were a little trappy at plus money. I felt like the books were like, yeah, it's okay, you can have them there. So that's the only reason I actually placed the Padres bet, because it was going to be a pass for me. But we'll see. It's again, like, I truly believe this game's a coin flip. So yeah, it's hard. It's kind of a homer pick for me though. So I do think that the Padres are equally as hot as the Mets are right now though.
No, they're not. Bit of advice: don't bet this one heavy. Don't bet this one heavy. I'm looking out for your bankroll, bro. Don't bet the Padres heavy. Mets are a steamroller right now. For those who don't know, Danny Dirt is a diehard Mets fan. So, do you want to chime in on this one?
I certainly do. I just want to say, Sauce, all I heard was best team in baseball, and come on, man. Like, talk to like if you would have told me that like 6 days ago, I would have told you you're absolutely insane. Obviously,
so you guys were both betting the Mets all 3 days in Arizona, right?
I haven't put a bet on the Mets in like 2 months. I respect that. Even bother anymore. They drive me insane. No, yeah, thank you. Let's go Mets. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near it. I'm going to watch it, but
yeah,
this should be probably like the game of the night. Like I do believe that.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a fun series. So the Mets will take the first one and probably all 3, but it'll be a good one. Let's move on to the next one. Dodgers at Angels, and I'm at Dodgers minus 1.5 or pass. I think we have every reason to bet the Dodgers in this one. I hate the line movement. I hate the price. I should say I hate the lack of line movement is probably a better way to phrase it. I don't care that Griffin Canning has some decent looking career numbers against the Dodgers. He's only made 2 starts against them. That's not enough of a sample size. And by the way, I kind of like Griffin Canning. I'm disregarding his last start against the D-backs where he let up 5 runs. Before that, he was very good. His 6 starts before the Arizona start, he's got a 2.25 ERA, 3.45 expected FIP. So I like Griffin Canning, but I don't like anything else about the Angels right now. I think Toast could probably confirm this. Rendon and Ohtani in the lineup tonight, correct?
Ohtani most likely, Rendon probably not.
Oh, so probably not Rendon. Well, either way, my point
was on crutches, bro. I mean,
Rendon was?
Yeah, after the other night, after getting hit in the knee. Yeah,
he was on crutches. I thought he was like day to day.
I mean, they might have said that, but he ain't. I would be shocked if he.
Wow, I did not know that. I thought he. Okay, so anyway, no Rendon, no Trout. But either way, even if Rendon was playing, the numbers have just fallen off for the Angels.
Yeah, he's terrible.
For real. The Angels just aren't hitting right-handed pitching like they were earlier in the season. And I don't even trust Gonsolin fully, but I trust the Dodgers bats right now, and I trust the Dodgers bullpen right now. Well, they're top 5 or 6 in basically every offensive category against righties and the bats, and their bullpen's top 3 or 4 in basically every single category in the last 14 days. So those 2 units puts me on the Dodgers, but it's, again, everyone's betting the Dodgers, and the line hasn't moved, which scares me. So I'm going to say Dodgers minus 1.5 or pass for me.
So I'm not betting a side here. I shared this in the group chat. I posted it on Twitter. So the Angels have a guy that just came up. His name's Joe Adell. I remember Adell. Yes, Joey Adele. He's like one of my wife's favorite players. They talked for like 15 minutes. He's a really good guy. Anyway, absolutely smashing in AAA. Had a double and some stuff last night. So Joe Adele over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus 120. Tony the Cat Gonsolin really hasn't been the same. I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of reasons for that, but Joe Adele should be hitting it right in the middle of this lineup. He could get 2 hits, but I do think the Angels are able to score here. If I had the balls, I'd take the Angels, but I'm not taking a sinking ship. So maybe like if you're trying to get freaky, maybe Joe Adele and Shohei Ohtani each to have 2+ total bases, but I don't really want to have anything to do with the side.
To answer, someone said to me, how do you not have player availability as part of your process? I don't know if this is your first time betting. They don't confirm the lineups yet. So nobody.
I was going to say, I've checked like 3 times.
No one knows if they're playing. Like, it's not like I didn't check. No one knows. They don't release that shit until later on.
I have a full Twitter account that nobody even knows that only follows teams beat writers. So I can assure you that we don't know anything on Rendon.
Right. Yeah, that's why I asked Toast, because he's really on it. Like, if I can only look at if it's been confirmed, but sometimes he can get an inkling of what's happening by some of the stuff he reads. So. Dodgers, Angels. Do you have any interest in that, Dirt?
You read my mind, man. I literally could not care less. I feel like I just haven't watched enough of either team this year. The Dodgers, every time I've watched them, I felt like I fell asleep. I just feel like they're so hit and miss, and the Angels, obviously everyone knows what's up with them. So I don't have anything here. Yeah,
and you know what? That describes exactly how I feel about this next game. The line just opened for this like 2 hours ago. I don't know they're not even giving us a chance. I mean, so this is a straight pass for me. I guess Ross Stripling's probably going to come in the second, but who knows? I'm putting pass on the screen. I don't even want to speculate. I'm guessing you're feeling the same, Toast.
Yeah, I mean, you could maybe look at some Rockies players like. Never mind. I'd have to look into it more, but this line wasn't posted, like you said, like till 2 hours ago, and it wasn't anything juicy for me to get involved with.
Yeah, same. And I'm guessing Dirt's a pass on this one too. So
I don't love it.
Yeah. All right, let's do the community parlay and let's call it a night. Maybe the Dirtbag being on the show could bring us some good luck and cash us a community parlay. I'm sure you all know how this works, but in case you don't, I put a poll up. Everyone votes on their favorite leg. We build a parlay, and then we all bet it together and probably lose together. So, first leg is... Oh, I forgot to end this poll. Mets won the poll, by the way, 64% to 36% over the Padres. First leg is... We're going to go Blue Jays money line. We'll go Phillies money line. The public like that one. Braves or Rays? Let's say Braves. I think everyone liked the Braves. And we'll go Yankees money line because everyone liked them. First leg, poll posted. Let's get it. Toast, do you have anything you want to share while they're voting? You're muted.
Sorry. I've said a couple of them. I'll just go over again. Fraley over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs plus 105. Jesus Sanchez from the Fish over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus 115. Fernando Tatis over 1.5 total bases at minus 105. And then that hit parlay with Rosario, Ramirez, and Jimenez at plus 135.
Okay. And yes, I got the underdog pick of the day coming too. Don't worry. We're just waiting for this poll. This is Braves by a landslide. Braves money line. Next. All right, so let's go with Rangers. Let's go Red Sox. They're playing Oakland at home, so I'm sure some people like them to win. Guardians, they're playing Kansas City at home. And then we'll go Astros. A lot of people like them too. Second leg up.
I see that in the comments. Yo, that Cody Bellinger, whoever said Cody Bellinger 2+ total bases, yes, I'm down with that. I'll tail you on that because I've played him the last 2 days in a row. That dude's on. Cody Bellinger is on fire right now.
Yeah, he is. All right. And this one is going to be... Yeah, it's Cleveland by a landslide. So second leg is Cleveland. Third leg coming. So we got Twins money line. Let's go Cardinals money line. I don't know how people felt about that one. Everyone likes the Reds, so we'll put the Reds money line on there, and the D-backs money line against the Pirates. There you go, third leg. Yeah, it's after 5. We went a little long today. Wow, this is Reds by a million. Good. Guys are sacrificing.
Can I make a confession to the chat?
Go ahead.
I'm so curious what everyone thinks. I'm like embarrassed to say this out loud. I threw $5 on FanDuel. I don't even think you can bet it anymore because the game has started, but they have like the daily strikeout leaders of the whole league, and I put $5 on Manoah to have the most strikeouts today with a boost at 5,100. It's hitting. I'm going to come back and tell you guys it's going to hit. Alek Manoah's back. Big Bird.
Big Bird is going to have 10 plus strikeouts, in your opinion.
Let's call it 12.
Manoah to have the most strikeouts today is a hell of a look. So let's go with some second place. We'll go Phillies and Rangers. Those are the 2 seconds.
That's 496 as is.
That's as is? All right, cool. It'll be a nice one. So final leg of the parlay. Oh, who just Reds? Did I put it on there? Yep. Mets, Dodgers, Phillies, Rangers. Last leg of the community parlay. Let's get ourselves a cash. And let's start our weekend off properly. Wow, this is a close one, too. And for those of you who subscribe to my website, the reason the ticket isn't posted is because I have 4 top bets, and I'm trying to narrow it down to 3. So right after this, I'll just delete one off. I already know which one I want to take off. So there's 3 top bets. That's on KyleKirms.com. Wow, this is a really close bet. I'm going to give it 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. It looks like Phillies win. Toast, where does that put us?
937.
937. So the community parlay is Braves, Guardians, Reds, Phillies at plus 937. Now let's do the underdogs. Pick them 6 times payout. Here's the cool graphic I made in After Effects. That came out sick, that graphic, by the way. I don't care. I know not everyone appreciates graphics. That came out dope. All right. So Charlie Morton, lower than 2.5 earned runs. I know that's a sketchy one on the road in Tampa Bay. It's sharp as hell. Alek Manoah, lower than 2.5 runs. Another sketchy one. Alek Manoah in his first start back. I'm back in Big Bird, too. I didn't even know his nickname was Big Bird until just now when Dirtbag said it. And the last one, Andrew Abbott, higher than 4.5 hits. Man's going to be taken to Pound Town on a one-way trip. So that, if you, on Underdog, use the promo code BET to get your $100 match. So you can deposit $100 and they'll give you a free $100 to play with. And this will pay out 6 times. So promo code BET to get your free $100. Everyone, enjoy your weekend. Thanks as always for watching. Remember to bet responsibly. Hit us up on Twitter if you needed anything. And I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., hopefully with great news, with a lot more money in my account. Everyone have a great night.
I'm so excited for that Blue Jays